People who keep this in a toolbox longer than a mechanic does are the ones who notice the difference first, not because they turn wrenches, but because they stop second-guessing the dashboard. The ANCEL AD310 Classic Enhanced Universal OBDII scanner is not the best in its class. It simply solves a problem the obvious options ignore. It reads and clears diagnostic trouble codes of the emission system without requiring you to already know what a code reader is supposed to do. 3 weeks from now, you are standing in your driveway after dark, the engine off, and you realize the silence where a question used to live. The kind of person who measures twice before buying a tool that costs more than a dinner out. Your partner walks past and says, "That thing actually works, doesn't it?" Because the check engine light has stayed off longer than it ever did before. You do not remember the last time you stared at that amber glow wondering if it was the gas cap or something worse. The worry stopped showing up weeks ago. Every OBDII scanner in this price range faces the same tension: how much protocol coverage to promise versus how much real-world compatibility to deliver. The AD310 chose breadth. It supports all OBDII protocols such as KWP2000, J1850 VPW, ISO 911, J1850 PWM, and CAN, which means the cable you hold is built to reach across decades of vehicle standards rather than optimized for one. The housing is 8.9 by 6.9 by 1.4 inches, and at 12 ounces the weight settles into your palm without tipping forward when you press the buttons. The 2.5-foot cable has thick, flexible insulation that bends without kinking, so it does not yank the plug when you shift your stance. The buttons are clearly labeled, and the screen is large enough to read without squinting after 20 minutes of crouched-over work. The cord does not coil tightly around your wrist when you're under the dash. It stays loose, which means less torque on the OBDII data link connector. No batteries or charger needed, since it gets power directly from the vehicle. It reads and clears engine trouble emission codes in seconds after you fix the problem, so the feedback loop between repair and confirmation is immediate. Here is who this is not for: anyone whose engine fault is unrelated to the emission system. If your car throws a code for a misfire that has nothing to do with emissions, this scanner cannot read the engine fault code. Look for a full system diagnostic tool that supports ABS, airbags, and transmission modules instead. But if your actual problem is a check engine light that refuses to go away after a repair, the limitation is irrelevant and you are not paying for capability you will never use. Viewers still here are the minority who wanted the trade-off rather than the spec sheet, and this channel is made on that assumption. Reading the manufacturer's own feature bullets is evidence. The listing emphasizes CEL Doctor, sturdy and compact, accurate, fast and easy to use, and OBDII protocols and car compatibility. 4 pillars aimed at someone who has already bought the cheap one twice and wants to stop thinking about this category. What the bullets never mention is live data graphing, ABS or airbag diagnostics, or any protocol beyond emission-related codes. In this category, a specification that goes unstated is usually unstated because it is not supported. The AD310 only supports the diagnosis of emission-related issues, full stop. The decision comes down to which mistake is cheaper to live with: buying this and finding it more than needed, or buying less and repeating the search. The specification that determines which error you are closer to is whether your vehicle has an OBDII interface, because if it has an OBDII interface, diagnosis cannot be performed even if an OBDII adapter is used. The link is in the description so you can check what it is sitting at right now and decide if